Snapchat is launching a Bitmoji for Games SDK that it says will allow developers to use its customizable Bitmoji avatars within their own games on PC, console, or mobile. The move is just Snapchat's latest video game-focused announcement, following news from earlier this month that the company is launching a game platform within its social app Snapchat. But in the case of the Bitmoji for Games SDK, this latest development is not limited to mobile developers or the USTHOSC creating games for SAT games, according to a TechCrunch write-up on the launch. The Bitmoji for Games SDK lets select developers on any platform build compatibility for Snapchat's customizable avatars into their own games. The system would let players edit the look of their avatar on their mobile device, then scan a QR code displayed by a compatible game to import that character into whatever they are playing, without adding an identity layer to gaming that has the potential to have a transformational effect on the industry. Bitmoji co-founder B.A. Blackstock tells TechCrunch it's explained as a sort of personalized avatar that players can take from game to game. But Snapchat notes there are some caveats to its full rollout. For one, the SDK is only coming to top developers chosen for the program from PC, Mac, X, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iOS, Android and other platforms. On top of that, Snapchat is being selective with the kinds of games its Bitmoji avatars appear in, and will have guidelines on how they can be used. But it's not something the company has explicitly detailed quite yet. Newsbrief, Unity, and NVIDIA have joined forces to launch real-time ray tracing tech through NVIDIA's RTX platform. For Unity's part, this means that the company's high-definition Ender pipeline will offer devs a way to implement real-time ray tracing in their Unity-based projects and drastically improve the lighting effects in those games. The tech is launching into as early access, production-focused version today, with the full preview launch due out later this year. The partnership, meanwhile, aims to open up the ability to render photorealistic image and lighting quality in real time to a larger pool of developers. On NVIDIA's side, the partnership could give its RTX tech a potentially need boost. The company cut its financial forecasts earlier this year after sales of the RTX line were below expectations, a shortcoming that could be attributed to the fact that not many yet released PC games have implemented the ray tracing tech RTX offers up. Valve's Tom Giordano outlined a handful of good and upgraded features coming to Steam in the future during DD 2019 this afternoon. The announcement of this new upgraded features to make Steam more attractive to developers may be linked to competition from their peak game style. Giordano began by expressing how Valve wanted to be transparent about Steam's upcoming changes, saying that they wanted players to experience the best possible version of a game surrounded by a rich set of features and services. Valve's Golden Crow took to the stage and introduced the new features, the first being Steam Events. It shows the players from a glance what's happening to the games in their Steam library, including event details, which events players can currently play, and a clear call to action. Players can also set reminders for upcoming events through the Steam client, a mobile app, personal calendar apps, or text messages. Events are shown throughout Steam, and players will see a personalized rollout page that will show game updates, live broadcasts, community events, tournaments, future events, etc. or closed beta is currently underway with a handful of select developers, with cross-selling that Steam events will be made available to all devs later this year. In smaller notes, Steam's library page is being redesigned, with the finalized version being pushed out around the summer. Crow explained that the product page in the library will be changed, pulling in the aforementioned events activities. Players with a large category of games will be able to filter titles in their library and can go on to save the selection as a collection. In this opinion piece, SuperDept research founder Gustav Van Jolen takes a look at Google's big Stadia announcement and makes that argument that, despite a strong presentation, important details on the actual product and service remain a mystery. We are opening a restaurant. It is unclear what cuisine we will be serving. There is no menu. We do not know whether it will be a buffet or a la carte. We just hired a chef 10 minutes ago. But our restaurant will have the best tables and chairs in the food business. So goes the rhetoric of yesterday's announcement by Google that it is entering the gaming market with its cloud offering, Stadia. The sleek high-tech presentation was absolutely perfect and flawless. It also told us exactly nothing about the relevant aspects for content creators and consumers. Google's announcement marks a milestone in the industry's history. It is in part because video games have become a mainstream form of entertainment that a non-endemic participant like Google has an opportunity to enter. It also gives us part of a vision of the future, in which what we traditionally know about console gaming is starting to evolve. After digitizing gaming software over the last decade, the industry is now starting to digitize its hardware. Tech firms continue to struggle with the notion that content is king, particularly when launching a new platform. There must be some kind of reason why consumers buy in, and that reason is a selection of great games. Just ask Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. One thing that was noticeably absent from the announcement was how Google intends to differentiate on content. Porting well-known titles and franchises is not its first step, and the integration with YouTube is novel. To be sure, however, to claim a meaningful share of the market, Google will have to acquire exclusive content that will draw consumers to its offering, and that's precisely the missing component. Just because the console is in the cloud, it does not mean that this part of the industry's economics have changed. It is no secret in the industry that the new platform overlords have made life considerably less pleasant for content creators. Historically, the relationships between console manufacturers and game publishers has not been perfect, but their interests were much more aligned. Today, whether talking to the big publicly traded publishers or to smaller outfits focused on niche audiences on mobile, they are all tenants to absentee landlords. Another important component is pricing. How will a consumer pay for this? And how will a developer make money? Perhaps Google will formulate a tiered service that offers an ad-supported free option and a subscription with some premium features. Or maybe it will pay a studio based on how many minutes people play their games. Google has to convince the industry that it appropriately values content. But if YouTube is an indicator of how it intends to treat game designers, it will not be good. Will it demonetize a game if its comment section is inappropriate? Will it impose restrictions on the type of games that are going to be part of their offering? It takes considerably more resources and time to make a game than it does to make a 1-minute video. That means it will be incredibly high risk for any studio to undertake releasing a title that, at the whim of Google's algorithmic absolutism, stops generating revenue from one moment to the next. The hopeful utopian perspective here is that as cloud gaming delivers on its promise of facilitating play of any high-quality game on any device, the market will grow. We already see the positive benefits this has had for music and video, and Stadia's initial leadership team suggests that they are serious, with industry luminaries like Phil Harrison, who held key positions at both Sony, where he oversaw 13 studios, several of which are among Sony's most successful, and Microsoft, and Jade Raymond, who's held executive positions at Ubisoft and EA. It suggests that Google may go about cloud gaming differently than it has with other forms of entertainment. The dystopian point of view states that content creators will be reduced to a cost plus line item in a subscription model that only values them for the increase in subscriber count they provide. Because this is very much a tech play, some of the new platform contenders are the type of firms whose interests do not historically align with those of game makers, especially when compared to incumbents like Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. I suspect that there will be an abundance of mediocrity as small and medium-sized game companies flood the new platform in the hope of capturing market share.